Israel-Iran War News Live Update. Israel reveals responses to Turkey trade ban. The ministry stressed the importance of Turkey as a Palestinian Authority commercial partner and the necessity to handle potential impacts on Palestinian imports and exports. Israel has taken retaliatory measures to reduce trade with Turkey after Turkey suspended all trade with Israel over Gaza Strip violence. In 2023, Israel exported $1.57 billion to Turkey and imported $4.61 billion, according to the Central Bureau of Statistics. Diplomatic friction has risen over this major commercial relationship. Turkey's actions prompted the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Economy Ministry, and Israel Tax Authority to meet. The ministry said Friday that Turkey will cut economic ties with the West Bank and Gaza. It also wants to prosecute Turkey in international economic forums for trade violations. Israeli officials plan to create an alternate list for exports across sectors and products to reduce dependence on Turkish markets. This shows Israel's willingness to protect its economic interests despite diplomatic hurdles. The ministry stressed the importance of Turkey as a Palestinian Authority commercial partner and the necessity to handle potential impacts on Palestinian imports and exports. Israel has complained to the OECD, which Turkey and Israel are members of. Israeli Economy Minister Nir Barkat confirmed the protest against Turkey's trade embargo, escalating the dispute to an international level. The Israel-Turkey impasse complicates already tense relations. As diplomatic efforts continue, businesses and stakeholders on both sides may feel the economic effects of this issue. This idea has obvious benefits. Israel can potentially bridge the now impossible Palestinian-Israeli rift if it shares control with other parties. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Egypt would share the duty. There are flaws with the notion, but it's more practical than the prior structure. Other parties can help solve Gaza's encyclopedia of problems than Israel. This idea would also abolish Hamas' pre-October 7 involvement. This lowers Iranian influence over the Palestinians and area. Arab states don't seem concerned. Saudi Arabia and Iran have long fought. Iran's only leverage is its support for Palestinians, and they've monopolized the topic for decades. That Iran's backing has ever helped the Palestinians is unclear. The October 7 attack devastated Gaza and the Palestinian cause. Iranian clients funded and executed it. Many years have passed in this proxy battle. The latest iteration. The incident also ended Palestinian statehood efforts. Every Middle Easterner except Iran knows that. The only solution is to defuse direct conflicts and eliminate disruptive forces. Iran exploits the Palestinians for attention. Iranian participation in Gaza hasn't brought Palestinians market-rate food, let alone a nation. The Gaza situation is horrific as usual. We must find a solution. This option could achieve that or provide a framework. The proposal has a flaw. Saudi Arabia demands Palestinian statehood. Saudis and others have followed this policy for decades. Constant fighting for generations makes that a difficult task. Palestinians have never had a clear Palestinian state vision, any solid capital base, working infrastructure. They lack an economic paradigm or a nation-sustaining economy. After 80 years of suffering and little advancement, this is the result. Even Palestinian state borders are unclear. None of that was considered. Current borders are based on post-World War I colonial borders and rarely reflect population trends. Following World War I, the British took control of the territory from the Ottoman Turks. The Jewish and Arab communities didn't speak up as usual. Old colonial borders caused territorial concerns. History can only say that territory borders are in the same position. Demographics varied greatly. The British opposed the revolution that founded modern Israel. The British did not desire an independent Israel. They once barred European Holocaust survivors from entering their colony. The formation of Israel split society. It got worse when the Soviets and others tried to help the Palestinians. This was a Cold War scenario where Palestinians were a reason. The Cold War never saw a Palestinian state beyond rhetoric. Nothing seems to have been considered about attaining this. Politics mostly overlooked Arafat's PLF, one of the few serious Palestinian organizations. Logic and consideration on all sides, not politics, have made the West Bank less of a tragedy than Gaza. Territorial concerns are complicated. Thousands of years ago, Gaza was Palestinian. Other regions housed Palestinians and Jews. No black and white scenarios. Colonial borders rarely affected populations, traditions, or property rights. Similar to unscrambling an egg. The old borders surrounded the new Israel in 1947. If you ask an Israeli or Palestinian where their homeland is, they'll reply with snide references to colonial borders. Always a bad fit. Further wars and outside assistance displaced the Palestinians many times, worsening their predicament. Gaza was a short-term solution to an unresolved issue. At most, it was administrative. Another issue is that many profit from the Palestinian cause. Palestinians benefit little from the enemy of my enemy is my friend philosophy. Their grocery bills are 3 times market pricing. Expensive weapons systems and a never-ending parade of loudmouth champions haven't helped Gazans or Palestinians. Don't forget that stupidity prevents Middle East peace and a Palestinian state. Israel's 9/11 took place on October 7. In the name of Palestinians. After September 11, 20 years of conflict and unspeakable suffering followed. October 7 killed tens of thousands of Palestinians. What morons thought Israel wouldn't respond militarily? Did anyone with half a brain expect there wouldn't be a big military response? I'm sick of folks talking about holy issues and doing nothing while millions suffer. Forget politics and religion. This concept may work. Do not block it.